Hey everyone, I am back with another video, and today I'm going to talk about some of the people at work that you all are dealing with, have dealt with, will deal with in the future, particularly if you are confident, if you are self-assured, if you are highly skilled. You can be a target for people who are perhaps triggered by some of those things about you, especially in toxic work environments. Toxic work environments, all of these people that I'm going to mention today, they're in that environment and they are part of what is making the environment toxic to begin with. So I'm going to go over the 5 threats, the 5 type of people who are the biggest threat to you in the workplace in these environments. So the first person is my least favorite type of person to report to and my favorite to talk about in my content, which is the insecure leader or insecure colleague, whomever it is. But in most instances, the insecure leader is going to be the toughest one for you because these folks are threatened and bothered by anyone who they feel has something that they don't or could possibly outshine them in some way. One of the things that I have noticed about these insecure types of leaders is that they tend to focus on how they can withhold things from people. How can they withhold a promotion from you? How can they withhold a raise? How can they withhold praise and recognition? That is power that they can show over you. That's a way that they feel like they can do something to you. They can keep you in your place. Remember, they don't want you to surpass them professionally within that company. So these are some of their tactics. And another big one is that these are the micromanagers. They will try to micromanage you into submission. There's 3 ways that I handle dealing with these people. And again, I have a playlist on it. So check out that playlist on insecure leadership. You need to document everything. You need to make sure that you know your achievements and that you are documenting and tracking that stuff. And do not track it on anything that belongs to your company. Have your own files on your own computer. So make sure you know exactly what you've done and what you've done well. The other thing you need to do is you need to make sure that you are building relationships beyond your manager. You need to connect with other decision makers and leaders in that organization. You have to go around them because they are never going to help you. And the final thing to do is to leave. Okay. I can't tell you how, these are some of the worst people to work for. You will not grow. These people are the biggest threat to your growth. And that's a big deal. You are going to lose out on so many opportunities and so much money if you stay working under this person. So manage it while you can, but be looking to exit the situation. The next type of person at work to be aware of are these friends that you all say that you have. Yes, the fake friends. Now, you might have some friends at work, but for the most part, I would be very, very careful about this because people, there are those who will smile in your face. You'll start going to lunch with them and you're telling them all your business. Now it starts to go beyond work. Now you're telling them about your personal life, right? Yeah, you're cool, right? You use the word friend and you seem to apply it at work. However, there are people who do this intentionally, or they're not intentional, but when they get in a position where they're now in competition with you, they will throw you under the bus. They will leak some of your personal information if that means that they can get ahead somehow. They are gathering information to use against you later. They're the ones who are out here planting seeds that ultimately are damaging to you. And you might wonder what's going on, or why are people acting away, or why is my manager switching up? And sometimes your manager is this person. The managers who try to act like they are so close and cool with you and oh yeah, I'm not like most bosses. These are the ones who will use that information later, so be very careful. So the thing that I say to be mindful of is to stop viewing people at work as the type of friend that you might have outside of work. And if you are going to make friends and pursue friendships at work, I would ask that you hold people to the same standard that you would for people outside of that job. So be very careful. You don't have to share personal information to be friendly with people at work. And I would make sure that I'm consistent in what I say is a friend. At the very least, make sure that people's actions align with their words. Don't go by what people say, go by what people do. These people are the biggest threat to your reputation. The next group of people are the thieves at work. People at work are stealing. They're stealing ideas. They're stealing your work and passing it off as their own. And yes, sometimes this is your own manager. Okay. Be very careful with people who love to be around you and take what you have and then use that to prop themselves up and not give you any credit. They know that you're brilliant and they'll tell you. They'll tell you like, oh, you're so smart. I know, like I've had this experience, like sometimes I talk to people, and it'll be people who are like not above me in terms of the org chart, who will have conversations with me and they start bringing out a pen and start writing things down. I'm like, what are they writing? Taking notes? It's because I'm an ideas person. I'm always running at the mouth with information, and they are jotting it down because they're like, yeah, they're going to use that. They're going to say that. They're not going to credit me. They're not going to say anything. So be very careful with your intellectual property and with your ideas. That's valuable at work. So be very careful here. How do you handle this? You need to always claim your work. Claim your contributions. Make sure, like, don't be shy, present your own work. Don't let anyone say, oh, like I'll present and I'll mention you. I got it. I'll present my own thing. In emails, like make sure that you put your name in. Yes, I was, so excited to work on this. And I shared this idea with so-and-so. Like people get scared to do this because people will make you feel like it's bad, especially your boss. But no, you have the right to claim your work and be given credit for what you are doing. These folks are the biggest threat to your visibility. Next up, we have the chaos agents. Yes, AKA the messy people at work. These are the people who are always in the middle of something. They're always stirring up something. They like drama. They thrive on drama. They thrive in dysfunction. And they try to find people to pull into it. You're minding your own business, and here they come with another story. Here they come with some more gossip. And then they want to know what you think. And then you might share what you think. You might share your 2 cents about that person. And then somehow that person found out what you said, or it got around. Like this is when people, are acting like they're in high school still and they're grown folks at work. Stay out of it. The thing about them is that they're very distracting. They will distract you from your work, distract you from your goals. And you can't afford that. You are running a business. Okay, the business of your career. You do not have time for their nonsense. So I need you to set clear boundaries at work. Do not let anyone distract you from the goal, the business at hand. These messy people are the biggest threat to your peace at work. Last but not least, we have the person who is probably related to the messy person that I was just describing. They're a little different. Like they may not even realize what they're doing. So sometimes you feel bad for them, but this is why I need you to smarten up. So these are the energy vampires. Okay. These are the people at work who always have an issue. There's always something. They always have a problem. And you know what? You are the person that they always go to assist them with these problems. They always are asking for help. And if you pay attention, you'll realize that they don't ever help you with anything, but they always need you for something. They just come to you and they just dump on you emotionally. And they're able to do it because you create the space for them to do so. Over time, these people are going to drain you. You're not going to have any energy left. And you're going to start questioning yourself, because here's what else was my issue with these people is that they keep coming to you with their problems, but they don't ever listen to you when you advise them or tell them what they should do or should stop doing. So they continue to make the same errors over and over or create problems for themselves, and they don't listen to anybody. So ask me if this is a good use of your time for you to serve as some sort of therapist, some sort of coach. Refer them to a website where they can find a therapist that could be a good fit for them. Refer them to some coaches that could be good for them depending on what their issue is, because you are supposed to be focused on doing your work, but you are not going to be able to do this because these people are going to drain you. And by the time you look up, it's almost time to go. And you've been trying to figure out how to help people solve their problems. You don't owe everyone your time. And it's very important for you in your career and just in life to learn how to limit people's access to you. Everybody doesn't get to talk to you, get to take up your time. Again, put those boundaries in place. And I'm focused on something else, but here I suggest you do. If they don't listen to you, then Don't let them keep coming back for more. All right. These people are the biggest threats to your energy at work. I want to know what your experience has been. I'm sure I didn't cover everything and everyone. So let me know in the comments if you've come across these folks in your career, if you're dealing with someone like this now, or if you've successfully navigated like distancing yourself from these folks and getting out of these environments where people like this type of behavior just seems to thrive. Be very careful when you know you're coming to work confident and skilled, that you do not let other people target you because they're threatened and insecure, or people drain your time and energy because they see you're someone who does know how to create space. Stop creating the space. Get to work. Okay. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if this resonated with you, subscribe for more career and workplace content.